How are you?
Good, you look all snuggled.
Still kind of trying to get myself righted around after that booster shot. Holy,
Oh, yeah, I hear that's
it's a
a
tough one.
pretty, yeah, my mom had some problems. It just seems like a lot of people I talk to were having trouble with that. So, hey, Kathy,
Hi, how are you?
doing well. There's Hillary. Very nice. I'm doing great.
Good. Did you have a good
Yes,
party?
yes, we had lots of people at our house on Saturday. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time. All the grandkids were here. And the dog, and it was just a lot of fun
Busy.
chaos. Oh man, they left yesterday, which is Sunday. Some came on Friday, some came on Saturday. Party was on Saturday. Everybody was gone by like noon yesterday, so then I just cleaned. It was, yeah, it's fun though. It's very, very fun. I enjoyed it. And so the big Christmas is over, and now it's just smaller little celebrations coming up this end of the week. But yeah, it was good. Good. So I was couple minutes late getting connected. I had to sign back in, but so I think I'll just let people in as they come. What I wanted to do is talk. We've been talking about staying on track and holidays and stuff like that. And it's really true. There's really, when you think about the holidays on a weekend, the weekends and the holidays really aren't any different. You should not treat them any different, or an event that you're going to, because you're going to want to do the same things. And so, the first thing really is you want to keep up with your routine. So you don't want to deviate from that just because it's the holiday or the weekend. Otherwise, it ends up being a free for all, and you guys know what happens when it becomes a free for all, right? So you stick to your routine. So really, it's about making sure you get up at the same time, get your workout in, or whatever you do normally during the week, you should be doing on the weekends too. And that includes like Friday night. Because sometimes we sabotage ourselves on Friday nights too, because we're like, woo, it's Friday. Well, if we stay the course, hey Pam, and stay on track, it's going to help us meet our goals. All the hard work that we did Monday through Friday morning, will pay off. And so what happens is you're doing really, really well from Monday through Friday, and then the weekend hits, and then it's like a mess, right? So it's like going off script. Like you have this, what you do normally, if you go off script, it can just really sabotage your efforts. And you guys know what I'm talking about. So it's like making sure you get up the same time, you work out the same time, eat your meals at the same time, just like you normally would. So a weekend or holiday and a weekend really should be treated the same as during the week, right? Just so really it's your routine. It's the stuff we've talked about, the blocking your schedule and making that time for yourself. That's super, super important. So the second thing is, of course, enjoy a cheat meal, right? Don't make it a cheat day. And we've talked about that before too. It's a meal. And I want you guys to enjoy your favorite foods and be excited about going out and be excited about going to parties. Just as you're planning ahead, you pretty much know when you're going out, where you're going, what kinds of foods are going to be there, and just planning ahead. Again, it's just staying on track and planning ahead. But indulge in that one meal of your choice, and I would suggest you don't stuff yourself with that one meal, but maybe you eat something that you enjoy, but not overindulging in it. Because a lot of times when you're eating out, the portions are larger and they are cooked with a lot of sodium and can cause a lot of inflammation and bloating and things like that. So, you want to always, whether it's Monday through Thursday, you want to always listen to your body. When you're full, right? Don't keep going. And that's often what happens on weekends and holidays. Like I said, they really need to be treated the same. Is you're like excited for it, which is great, but then you kind of overindulge in that. And then you end up just not feeling very good, physically not feeling very good. And then of course, mentally, it's not a good feeling either when you do that. So, so make sure it's a cheat meal, not a cheat day. And plan ahead. Go ahead, Jody. Oh,
But what if you find that you're full, but you haven't really, you're way more than 100 off, like less in as far as your calories and your macros and whatnot.
like you need to eat, like you need to eat more.
No, like less,
Oh,
like you point where you're already full, but you still are supposed to take in another 200 or 300 calories.
oh, then I would just wait and see. I mean, it depends on what time, how late in the day it is. Right. It just might be that the foods that you consumed filled you up quicker. Like I recommend if you're going, out for the holidays or you're going whatever, that you fill up on vegetables, and that they can kind of tend to make you feel fuller. And then you're drinking more water typically too, and it's okay if you're already full and you still have, like, if you still have less than 200 calories around there, you can probably squeeze in some liquid, like a protein shake, to get at least some of those in. But if you're like super full then I wouldn't push it. Like, don't make yourself uncomfortable. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's one day, right?
Yes.
Sometimes our weekends, if we have a party or whatever, our weekends tend to be more than just that one day. But if you can just limit it to one meal during that period of time, and that's the important. And what I guess the reason why I brought this up is because a lot of times we sabotage ourselves on weekends and holidays, and it just so happens that the holiday and the weekend fall together this year. Same with New Year's, right? It's on the weekend, and so that's probably a good thing. Because if it was, Christmas on Wednesday and then there's the weekend and then there's more parties and stuff. But staying, just keeping up with your routine is really, really important, regardless of what it is. If it's a weekend, and so it's almost like you got to treat it the same. One thing I do want to say too, in the whole, don't skip meals, because what happens a lot of times is, so you're planning, let's say you're going for a Sunday brunch or whatever. If your brunch is at 11, but you normally eat at 8, I would eat something, because even if it's small, half of a banana, a little bit of oatmeal, something like that, because if you know that you're going out for brunch, you're going to be hungry when you get there, right? And so you tend to then eat more than what you should because you're so hungry, and then you make bad decisions. So instead of maybe having eggs, you might have, pancakes with whipped cream and strawberries on, that kind of thing. So don't skip meals in preparation for that. Make sure you're always eating, that you eat before you go.
Right.
It will just help you make better choices. Try it. Just try it. I've done it before, where you eat a little some, you drink your water, all that. You're not as hungry. You're not going to make those bad choices. It just kind of all fits together. The other thing is, make sure, honestly, for most of us, on the weekend is a really good time to fit in that workout that maybe you didn't get in during the week because you had a rough week or whatever it might be. It's a little bit more relaxed on your Saturday or Sunday. You're not as busy typically, unless you're like Kathy and you're in retail. Then it never ends, right?
It doesn't.
But doing those quick workouts really just help you start your day more productive, and feeling really good, and you have more energy. And sometimes you can even fit more than one workout in, on that weekend. So it can also be used, your weekends can also be used as more of like an active recovery, like going for those walks, maybe just a bike ride. It can be a stationary bike inside your house. It could be, maybe a spin bike you have at home or whatever. Sometimes it's nice just to go out and enjoy an outdoor social activity too on the weekend. You can still get some activity in, or yoga. That's another thing that you can do as well. But so, keep up with that routine, make sure that you get your cheat meal in, and don't make it a cheat day. Those holidays and weekends tend to get like that. I make sure you get your workout in. This stuff it's not new to you guys, but it's good to talk about it, that no matter, like, because the holiday falls on the weekend, that's why I wanted to talk about this, but this is just in general for even events and stuff that you guys go to. Packing healthy snacks and taking foods with you, especially if you're traveling. If you haven't gotten my travel list and you would like it, let me know. I can send it to you. Just even if you're not traveling, it's nice to know what kind of healthy snacks you can keep in your car. You might get caught off guard. You might be stuck in a traffic jam and you're starving, and you get home and you're ravenous, or you stop at whatever. Yeah. And you start just throwing everything in your mouth. But if you have something in the car with you, that will help. It's important that you have those things because it helps keep your blood sugar regulated. And if you're in a traffic jam, and you've all been in that too, where there's an accident and there's nothing you can do, you're sitting on the highway. When your blood sugar drops, you get really crabby, you get irritable, you kind of almost lose it in a way, but that's your blood sugar dropping. So if you have something with you, that really helps. It keeps just you having that sustained energy all day long. And if you don't have something with you, you tend to turn to sources of energy the first thing that you find, and usually it's not a healthy option. It's the bag of chips, it's the bag of M&Ms, or whatever it is that somebody maybe left at your house over the holidays, something like that. So make sure you're keeping some healthy snacks and meals with you. And that goes for Monday through Thursday, but it's weekends, it's holidays, it's events, it's any of that stuff. It's all should be treated the same. This is pretty. Don't let one unhealthy meal lead to more. So maybe your cheat meal wasn't super unhealthy, but we've all said it, like, well, I'll just start back on Monday, and you kind of sabotage yourself for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you're going to start back on Monday. It's a really lot harder to get back on track after you've had 3 days of not. Like, it's really hard to do that. So you can't undo it, but you can move on from it. So if you have that one unhealthy meal or two or three, really think about your journey and your why. And we talked about that last week. Get back on track and carry on. It happens to all of us. But just really have that cheat meal, but don't let it go any further than that. So, honestly, the bottom line is realizing that leading a healthy lifestyle shouldn't mean giving up the things that you love or restricting yourself, right? Because you don't want to do that. And once you embrace that, you'll really be able to enjoy those weekends because you have that routine established, and it's just going to be like any other day. And enjoying your favorite foods, enjoying those activities, but also be really mindful of it and do it in a very balanced way so that your goals will continue to be on track and you'll feel really good every single day of the week. And that's what it's all about, no matter what kind of day it is, holiday, weekend. It's just making sure that you're following your routine, that process. And we're all humans. We're all very routine driven. Don't you hate it when somebody interrupts your routine?
Yeah.
It makes me crazy.
Yeah.
And so if we keep that Monday through Sunday, the best that we can, knowing that, yeah, things happen, you'll definitely be able to stay on track, whether it's a Tuesday, a Saturday, Christmas, New Year's, whatever it is. Every day should be treated the same. Getting out of bed, doing your routine you know, maybe it's a day, like my weekends, I don't really work out. I will do active stuff, but I don't do a workout because I have other things that I want to do, but I still get out of bed around the same time, still go to bed around the same time, all of that. So it just helps you stay on track. You feel so much better. So just wanted to kind of talk about that because we tend to, I don't know, we just get off the wagon sometimes when it gets to be the weekends. Or there's a holiday and that kind of stuff. So it's just all about keeping up with your routine and but also planning ahead and enjoying all that. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that, but I also want to make sure that I answer any questions, anything that you guys have. I have to show you what I got for Christmas this weekend. So we draw names, the adults draw names and the kids draw names. So I got this huge jug. It's a gallon and it has, and you've probably seen these where it has like 7, 9, 11, all the times of the day. And I didn't start out with this today, but I'm only at, it's what time? 6:19 here, and it's at 5 o'clock and it says, don't give up. It has all these little sayings, but this thing is like, it's heavy. But honestly, those little sayings and the time really kept me like, oh my gosh, it's 9 o'clock. I got to catch up. And I'm drinking like crazy. But anyway, I had to show you my big water jug. So those are fun. So I got that for a gift. It was actually from my niece's boyfriend.
Nice.
Go figure. But anyway, so what do you guys have for me today?
Does anyone have anyone in their family that you feel like they're intentionally trying to sabotage?
No, thank God, no.
I have two. My brother showed up with a plate of cookies yesterday. Here, Merry Christmas. I mean, we're talking cookies and candy and you name it.
So what did you do? What did you do?
I just looked at him. I felt like crap from getting my booster shot on Friday. I just kind of looked at him like, thanks. Thanks. And I thought, who can I give these to?
Right. Take them to work.
Yeah, I did. So same thing. Okay, I went to my sister and she's just like shoving all the cookies on the table in front of me. It's heartbreaking, really.
And they're both aware of your journey.
Yes. And the one that, how long are you going to continue to do that? Was the question a few weeks ago. And how long?
Yeah, that's tough. And that's, like setting those boundaries, I appreciate the thought. Of this, but that I don't eat this anymore. And like I said, I appreciate that thought. And yeah, they may be jealous. Most likely they're jealous of where you're at in your journey. And yeah. And all I can say is that they're the ones that have the problem. It's not you. And so they're trying to for whatever it makes them feel good.
Right.
But they're not thinking about how it makes you feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think I was take this with you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've had people, say things to me. I just ignore it. It's hard when it's right in your face.
Yeah.
But taking it to work is probably one of the better things. Or yeah. Does anybody else struggle with people reaching out and intentionally doing stuff like that?
I do not, thank God.
Good.
Horrible.
Yeah. And it might not have happened to you, but it could,
Right.
But usually what I try and tell myself is they're the ones that have the problem and they're trying to push that on you. Yeah. And all you can do is just say, I appreciate that you're thinking of me. but I don't eat that anymore. Or you know what? I'll have one and I'll save one for later. Thank you. But then you can take the rest with you.
You can
Or
take that.
or you keep it and throw it away.
They're
Yeah.
probably jealous.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I think jealousy is the key for sure. 100%.
They're jealous because you're getting a healthy lifestyle going, and
Yep.
they know they probably can't do it.
Right.
Right. That is, because they're the two that are always giving me a hard.
Yep.
Mhm.
So that's what the break room it works for.
Right. Now, do you, yeah, right. Do you see them very often?
About once a week.
Okay. Because
Get together.
sometimes it's helpful just to set some boundaries, and because
Yeah.
those are some toxic, and even though they're family,
Yep.
they're causing a lot of toxic energy.
Well, they're the ones that I addressed not too long ago, because one was, don't get too skinny, and the other one kept, well, how long are you going to do this?
Mhm.
And I just said, time out. I need to talk to everybody at the table here about what I'm doing. About being thin, and it's not about being skinny. This is about being healthy and getting fit. And yes, it takes consistency and sacrifice, and you're seeing the physical part of it. That that side effect is I'm losing weight, but you're not seeing the muscle that I'm building because I have my clothes on.
Right.
Mhm.
So it's not about being thin. So don't worry about, me having eating disorder. That's not it.
Right.
Not even the slightest. But they're always shoving food at me.
Right.
Well,
Right.
most chronic illnesses are cured by a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
The idea is to get off, not take more.
Right.
So,
That's a really good, Jennifer, that was great, because that's something you could say to them. This is about my health, and I have a granddaughter, and obviously they know that, and I want to be able to play with her. And you
Mhm.
may have more grandkids coming. There's so many different reasons for you living this healthy lifestyle. And eventually they're going to stop, because you're not going to put up with it, and it's not going to, so they will stop eventually. And sometimes it just has to be a little bit of tough love. Like, hey, if you're going to do that, maybe
I mean,
it's every other week you see them or something.
right. Well, what I've been doing is I'll go, but I swing by home first and eat. I have my dinner ready. I'll eat. And then I go, and then it turns into, well, aren't you going to eat? And it's, yeah, I already ate. I'm good. Thank you. What did you, that's
Yeah.
feeling. What did you have? I had chicken and broccoli, and oh, that sounds wonderful. And I said, it was really
Yeah.
quite good.
Right.
How long are you?
Yeah, right. Forever.
Yeah.
And they probably don't see the times when you have indulged in something different, because they're not with you every single day. Yeah.
You indulge, and then you feel like poo because you're not used to eating that anymore.
Right. Exactly.
So
For sure.
Oh, yeah, that's the only thing that I'm struggling with at this point, that and getting over this booster.
Yeah, and getting over that'll come. I bet by tomorrow, because what is today? Today's Monday. You had it on Friday. Probably tomorrow or Wednesday.
I'm going to try and do one circuit tonight and see how I feel. And if I feel like I still have more in me in the tank, I'll do another one. So do another.
Right. Listen to your body, especially when that kind of stuff happens, for sure. Yeah.
I did get steps in though. So that's
Good.
That's good.
Good. It is good. Feels good too.
Yeah, it does.
Good. Anybody else have anything there, either a success you want to share, or question you have, or comment? Pat, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I have a question about soup, homemade soup.
Yeah.
How do you calculate homemade soup?
So did I send you, there is a way that you can do bulk recipes in MyFitnessPal.
Oh.
If you do it, but if you do it the first time, it's in there then.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to do it. There really isn't any other way to
I'm
do
just
that.
going to measure, take a cup of the liquid.
You can do that.
And measure the chicken before I take it.
You can do that too. I've done that. It's you know, when weighing that separate, you know, like really if it's vegetables and stuff, I wouldn't get too caught up in trying to
Yeah,
figure that out. But like your base and your meat for sure, or if you added potatoes or whatever, but I wouldn't get too worked up about the vegetables in there when you do a
No.
soup or something like that. But once
Yeah,
you
I
do
mean,
that,
Yeah, if you put a cup of carrots in the whole thing, you know you're not eating but
Right.
a quarter of a cup, probably.
right,
A little bit of meat and the chicken,
right. And
whatever. else.
you've done this for a while now. You probably have a really good guess of what you're going to be getting in there.
Yeah, and I cook it in the low sodium chicken broth or vegetable broth, whatever I
Right.
have.
That's good.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
I was figuring that was how you would do it, but that bulk thing,
It
I
takes
just can't see.
yeah, it
Get
takes time, but once you have that in there, it's in there. And then you can portion it out. But yeah, I know it takes time. That's the only way you can do that with that stuff though. You know.
Is
Um,
anybody having any trouble having to, like I have to make a lot of stuff for my family that it's not really what I want to eat.
Every day.
Especially the cookies and, oh man, I mean, I never have that stuff in the house, and I gotta tell you, frozen cookies are as good as regular cookies.
mhm.
I had a couple of those the other day, frozen, they were delicious.
Yeah, I bet. So Pam, how do you deal with that? Because I know you do.
I do it right. I do it every day, right? And it's by choice, right? I don't have to, but it's by choice. So I make him what he'll eat because he won't eat what I'm eating. And then I make myself what I'm gonna eat and call it
Well,
good. We don't eat
I
together.
do that.
Pardon me?
I mean, I'm talking about the holidays, with the holidays.
Yeah,
you know,
so
all
I
this
have
stuff.
right now 6 dozen Christmas cookies decorated downstairs on my counter. I have
Good.
4 dozen gingerbread cookies down on the counter. I have a tin of peanut brittle. I don't even know what else I just had a huge, like Diana did, a huge family gathering this weekend. So I do have all that. Ryan eats that, so it's there, right? I did send some of it away that I knew just wasn't going to get eaten and would get thrown away. I don't work anymore, so I don't have an office or someplace to take them to, but Ryan eats it. And so I always have sweets in the house for him because he eats the cookies, the pies, the ice cream, you know, whatever. So I do have that here.
And you just stay away from it.
I'm pretty good at staying away with it. I'm not going to tell you I didn't indulge this weekend for the party and stuff. My favorite thing, and I told you this, Diana, is a Christmas cookie with my coffee.
Yeah.
Love it. Now this year I have had some, but I've not had near the number that I have had in the past.
Mhm.
But if I want one, I have one. I hadn't eaten dinner yet before this call because I had a late meeting that I didn't even know I was going to get home in time for. I was starving and I'm really tired for some reason. So I made a cup of coffee. I had a gingerbread cookie before this. And I'm okay with that. Right. I'm okay with that. Right now, during this time, I am giving myself a little more grace than I normally would, but I'm still maintaining. And so I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am maintaining and I am adding them in. I didn't have any today. Today's the first day that I didn't have any that I had made. So that's good. Maybe I'm over it, but initially when I made them,
Yeah.
everybody was telling me how good they were, so I had to taste them.
You should.
I'm
Yeah, I
just
think
getting
you
it.
should. I think
My
you should
soup
do
is
that.
boiling.
Yep.
Yeah, you should, but
You just need to know when to stop is all, really. And
Yeah.
sometimes that's hard, right?
Right.
But that's what we're learning here on this journey, right?
Right.
Is to
Mhm.
do it in
God,
moderation. I know I can't deny myself chocolate. I'm a huge chocoholic. I don't deny myself chocolate. I don't any longer have it every day or a
Mhm.
piece of it like I did at one time, but I have a couple times a week, I'll have a piece of chocolate.
Yeah, and I don't eat, like if I have 2 cookies, maybe 3 tops, I don't go beyond that because then I know I'm into a binge. So that's a big change for me.
Mhm.
But I don't know, I was getting a little worried about it because
Yeah.
I gained 2 pounds and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. And you know what?
Excuse my
That's
French.
You know, Pat, that's when you think about that, what you're probably gain there is just that inflammation. That's really normal. It's not going to be fat because it would be really
Yeah.
difficult to gain 2 pounds of fat in a short period of time. I mean, look at
Two
how,
cookies.
yeah, that's a lot.
Right. Yeah. And I know, and also salt because
Yes.
Mhm.
I did have pad thai the other night, which
Mm,
I said when they were ordering it, I was lazy. I've had a really weird week, and you know why.
yeah.
And I was like, I'm only going to eat a cup of it. Well, I had a cup of it, and I was still starving because it's like not enough. And I didn't have the salad made, which is another thing I'm working on being better at.
Right.
So when I weighed myself, I know that pad thai was loaded with
Oh, yeah.
sodium.
Those are. Mhm.
Yeah,
If you
so
just
I know
dump
that
them on the
that's,
water, that's gonna be gone.
yes, that's what I've been trying to do today. And I did work out today and did a little extra cardio, which I, don't usually do on a workout day. I just get worried that all of a sudden I'm going to wake up and gain another 30 pounds again. It's like,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
really weird.
And
It's
that's
weird.
yeah, you're not alone, Pat. When someone loses, and Jody, you can probably relate to this too, or all of you. When you lose that weight, there's women still, and I don't know about men, but women still have this like body dysmorphia.
Yes.
Like
Awful.
it is because you're afraid you're going to fall back into that. And that's why this group is so important. You can talk to us and you can message and you can reach out to me because we can just like guide you, like, hey, you know what? That's normal. Like you can have that and you'll be fine,
Have you guys ever heard of the store called Chico's?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I love it.
So Chico's off the rack. I never buy anything there because it's so expensive. But I popped in there the other day and I asked the lady, what the hell do these sizes mean? So she tells me that a zero is equal to a 4 or a 6, and a 0 is equal to a 2 and a 4, whatever. And I'm like, what? So I try on a 1 and they fall off me.
You're right.
So then I try on a 0 and that was too big. So then I tried on a 0 and that fit me. And I'm like, this is really screwed up, this whole sizing.
It is weird.
Oh, wait.
They do have
it's
weird
worse.
sizing.
So I buy the one that's supposed to be a size 2, and I know no way is it a size 2. Anyway, I have the pad thai, right? And I get on the scale and I'm like, oh my God. I had to try the pants on again because I thought, oh, they won't fit me. I made a mistake.
I'm sure they fit you just fine, didn't they, Pat?
Fine.
Yeah.
But the mentality is like,
Yes.
as I give away clothes, the mentality is like, should you do this? Should you do this? What if you get heavy again? And it's like weird. It's so weird. I know that I won't, but it's always in the back of my mind.
Sure.
Every time I do something that I really shouldn't do, in the back of my mind is, there you go. You're doing it again.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's, it's crazy.
Yeah. And like I said, you're not alone because it does happen. Even I have a friend who lost, oh my gosh, she lost over 100 pounds and she had 8 pounds of skin removed. And she just, like you were saying, just fearful that, oh my gosh, I'm going to gain all this weight and then I'm going to have skin removed again. And it just was this. And so psychologically, it
is because I've done this. This is the 4th time in my life that I have lost that much weight and more. I've lost more than this over the years. So it's like, I can't do it again.
Yeah, you won't.
Not do it again.
You won't, because you've learned so many, it's that self-talk. It's that, how do I get myself back in? How can I plan ahead? Like you've learned, like planning for the wine and planning for this and planning for that and knowing that, and also a Christmas cookie or two is not, you're not going to be 30 pounds overweight, and
I know I'm not.
we'll keep talking to you, you know, but it's not abnormal. I mean, what I'm trying to say is it's a very normal feeling.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very normal. So.
That's been my, all week I've been going on
Yeah.
about that.
And too, Pat, you've been through a lot of stress this last week and, you know, all of that. And I think that sometimes that plays a big part in,
Oh,
you
yeah. for
know,
sure.
it just messes with us. And
Oh, yeah, I'm all messed up this week.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just very strange.
And
very
again,
strange.
and just talking about keeping up with your routine, I think that will help you this week is just staying in that
Oh.
routine. Yeah.
I have to do that. That really makes me feel good.
Doesn't it?
To go
Yeah.
to
And then
the-
it's like, whew, okay, got that. And, you know, and then it's that anxiety too. So staying within that routine and like, kind of like what we just talked about too. And stress, that's a whole huge topic. I could do like a lot of conversation about that, but stress and anxiety, especially in women and hormones and things like that. Cortisol, yeah, all of that really can play, like, wreak havoc with not just mentally and emotionally, but physically too. You know, bothers the stomach and digestion and causes constipation or diarrhea or loss of appetite or emotional eating where you just, you know, keep eating. And so those are some good topics that we can definitely discuss. But yeah, especially as we get older.
There's another type of stress. I don't even know if it's ever been labeled, but I find it within myself. It's a quiet stress. It's weird. I go around saying, I'm not stressed. I don't feel stressed.
Mm-hmm,
I don't. And then all of a sudden something can happen
mm-hmm,
that is really unexpected.
mm-hmm.
And wow.
Yeah, it is. No, I can relate to that. Definitely can relate to that. And I think we just don't talk about it as much.
Mhm.
As
Yeah,
we
because
probably should.
people keep saying to me, "Oh, you must be stressed. You're this happened and that happened and this happened." And I say, "No, I'm not stressed. I feel great." And then all of a sudden, it's like
Mhm.
you get slapped.
Yeah,
Oh, you are
that's
stressed.
right.
It's
Yeah,
anxiety.
yeah.
Hmm?
It's what did you say,
Anxiety.
Deb? Anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had an episode of that, and I had to go to the doctor. So that's the
Yeah.
first time in seven years.
Yeah, like I said, you've been dealing with a lot of stuff, and and usually when that happens to me, when you talk about that silent like stress and anxiety, it's like everything's actually going pretty well, and then I start to get like panicky, and I'm like, because your body is like relaxed, and now things
Yeah.
are like getting
Yes.
to you. That's when I noticed it.
Oh.
Yeah.
You rest for so long doing this that when you actually calm down,
Mm-hmm.
it's like your body doesn't know how to deal with that.
Right.
I start
Oh.
the ears don't belong up by my ears.
Yeah.
Living
Yeah,
in,
I'm like
living
this a lot. Yeah.
Ah,
in
Yeah.
chaos. And
It is
you don't have.
crazy. It is crazy. I'm sure a lot of you probably deal with some of that too,
Yep.
right? Just, you know, it could be work related, personal related. Yeah. And you know, and we've honestly, a lot of us, not just us women, but the world has been dealing with a lot of just craziness and all of this stuff. And our mental health care practitioners are overworked. There's not enough of them to try and help those of us that need it. And yeah, so I think little
Kids are
groups, yeah, and these little groups like
Well,
this are
children-
helpful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Any of you can reach out anytime if you need to bounce and vent. You know, no judgment.
Right.
Been there. Been there.
Right. No judgment, because we're all been there.
For sure.
We've all been
Well, I
there,
could
whether
write-
it's, yeah.
Yeah, I could write a book.
Oh,
could
I
really
know.
write
I know. So true, isn't it?
with the 7 kids in one family and the horrors that we went. I could write a book.
Oh, I
I
bet.
really should.
You should.
Got everything got everything in it. Sex, murder, drugs, you name it. I just don't know how to put it.
You just got to think of a good title, Pat.
Got to get a ghostwriter.
Yeah. Oh, I know. As a nurse, I always say, oh man, I could tell you guys stories and write a book, you know, and a lot of it is just journaling, and pretty soon it does turn into something, you know, like you're writing stuff down, and yeah. You don't have to tell anybody it's true.
I'm afraid to really journal in case one of my kids find it, you know?
Right.
Before they get it.
You'll have to get a diary with a little lock.
Oh, yeah.
Do they make those
Yeah.
anymore?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think they do. I think they make.
They should, because these are the times we could use it, right? Because you
Yeah,
can't even
right.
like, even if you wanted to do it on your computer, if somebody knows how to get into your computer, it's all right there too, you know?
Funny.
Well, about 2 years ago, I found out that my son has been doing on Facebook for several years something called A Very Donnelly Christmas.
Oh,
And I didn't know that everything that I say and do between him and the kids and my husband gets recorded. And then it's put on Facebook in a very comical way. And during COVID, he finally told me about it. And I saw people writing to him, when is the Very Donnelly Christmas going to start? I so look forward to it because I can't be with my family because of COVID. And your mother is hysterical. We love your mother. I can't believe it. I
Hey,
saw
you're
it and
famous.
said, oh my God, I am.
You
There
are.
are like 500 people following this.
I love it. I'm gonna go. I have to go find it now.
Right.
You will.
Oh
It's the
my.
truth. And but I read one of the things and I said, but I was just joking around. But oh my God, it's so funny. It's so funny. It's like the Goldbergs on TV.
Oh, right. There we go. See, you've already got your book written. It's right there.
No, I'm gonna write one, I bet. I
Yeah.
told him, hurry up and get famous so he can put me in a good nursing home.
There you go. That's awesome. You guys, that's awesome. Hillary or Jennifer, Kathy, you have anything at all?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay, no questions? All good?
All good.
Just try to get on my water.
Yeah.
I'm just celebrating that I went on a week vacation and I ate whatever I wanted and drank whatever I wanted, and I stuck with my workouts.
Good girl.
And I actually lost a little bit of weight, not a big amount, but I
Great
didn't gain
job.
any weight.
For you.
Good for you.
Very good.
3/4 of an
awesome.
inch. Yeah, so that was fantastic.
Yeah. She went to Cabo.
Wow.
I know.
I'm insanely jealous.
I know. I am too.
The tequila, I drank a lot of tequila.
I'm even more insanely jealous.
Yeah.
You can stop now.
You could have invited us, you know.
Next time, right?
Yeah, right.
Did we have a company sponsored trip? What do you think?
Yeah. Hey, you know,
Or
I
you can all come to Florida.
right, exactly.
right.
Florida.
There you go.
It's great.
You know, that would
Gorgeous.
be, I am thinking about doing, or not thinking, I'm actually actively pursuing having like, I don't know what I would call it yet, but where we all get together in a central location and,
I would love that.
you know, do some
That would be
learning.
so much fun.
Wouldn't it? Do
Yeah.
some learning, go out for dinner. Yes. So I'm actively doing some, just investigating different areas and places and, you know, that kind of thing. So would that be fun? Would you guys
yeah.
do that? Would you guys
Yes.
do that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we could, if you could find a place that had a gym where we could all work out
Right.
together and learn some stuff, that would be
That would
really
be
good.
fun. That would be a lot of fun. So
Or we could go
Yeah.
to you in the summer, but only in the summer.
only this.
Ew.
Yep. In the summer, it's beautiful here. Yes, that would be fun.
But when
Yeah,
Summerfest
absolutely.
is on, Summerfest is really cool.
That Summerfest is a blast. It's very different now since COVID though. They're not having it like 2 weeks in June. Now, you know what they're going to do? And they did it this last year is they just did it for like 3 or 4 weekends in a row. It was
Oh.
really strange. Like the attendance was really low and
What was the point of doing that, I wonder? Instead of 2 weeks in it,
I don't
that doesn't
know.
make any sense.
Yeah, it's very strange. It's a huge music festival. If you guys don't know, like bands from everywhere locally, but
Yeah, we have
also
it.
professionally. Yeah.
Nice.
But,
Yeah, West Palm Beach has one of those too.
yes. Yep.
Well, the
Yep.
same thing, I think Summerfest, something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah. It's just so much fun, but they've just really changed it. And I think it's just because they don't want all those people there together
one
in the
location
long
at the
period
same
of time.
time. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a lot of vendors didn't come. Yeah, I talked to some local people who actually own restaurants who've been there, and they said they would have a couple busy nights, but not like it used to be. So
Right.
it's kind of sad, honestly. But
Really sad.
it is. So maybe this next year will be a little bit better, but yeah, so I'm working on, getting together, do kind of like a mastermind, only I would call it like a retreat or something like that. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Yeah. So cool. So on that note, I'm going to let you guys go. Let me know if you need
Yep.
anything. Yeah. And just have a great rest of your week, and it's Christmas, and remember, just keep
Hey,
that.
Merry
routine.
Christmas, everybody, because we won't chat again before.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Right?
We'll I'll
Merry
see you
Christmas.
after the chaos is over. So I'll see you next
Oh,
Monday.
Jody needs to have a cookie. One,
Just one.
just one.
Yeah.
I'll have another one for you.
There you go. You can do it together. I won't feel so bad.
All right, Merry Christmas.
All right, guys, have a happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas.
All right.
Same to
See you
you.
later. Yep,
You
thank
too.
you.
Merry Christmas all.
Bye-bye. Bye, Jennifer. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.